DanceFam, welcome back to another episode of the session, and today we're going to be rescoring and recapping World of Dance Season 2, Episode 11.
11.
Oh, third 11. Duels, second to last Duels, actually.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm glad to just be flying through this.
So glad.
It's going to be great.
These 2-hour episodes have been very nice.
Yeah. As always, I'm your host, Russ Santos, a.k.a. Lock and Robin. I don't know why my voice got softer there.
And Glenn Hollis.
No one knows it. It's Del Island.
No one knows that one anymore.
And as always, we have Justin Cortez and Eser Valencia. What's up, guys?
We are good.
Doing good.
Good. I'm really relieved to hear that.
Me too.
Because if you guys are doing bad, I'd be doing bad.
Well, we're relieved.
Okay, good. All right, let's get into this. First duel, Jaxon Willard versus Lucas Marinetto. And first I saw Jaxon, and then once I saw him in the cut of that he was going against the tapper Lucas, I was like, oh, that's a tough that's a tough duel there.
Goodness. Yeah.
Eser, do you want to jump into this?
Jaxon, love the kid. He has a great personality, lot of drive, great heart, and I just appreciate the vulnerability he shows when he's performing, and that shows genuinity.
Good. There's the word again.
Yeah, that's that word again.
I still can't say it. Genuinity.
Genuinity.
But yeah, I'll agree. I don't agree with J-Lo very much, but her comment about the elegance of the way he dances, on point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
Elegance of the way he dances.
No, what did she say?
Yeah, the elegance to the way he dances.
What about it?
No, that's just her
that's
comment.
What he has.
That's what I wrote down.
Oh, you said you disagree or you agree?
No, I agree with it.
Okay, sorry.
I rarely agree with her comments, so that comment was the one I agreed with.
Gotcha.
Yes.
We're there? Okay,
all right, we're good?
Lucas?
Lucas. Good effort.
Jesus.
That's tough.
It was.
That's
it really
tough.
was. He the same thing. I think he had a lot of charisma, great performer, but it's very different styles of dance, and it was just hard to make a call.
It is.
Wasn't that hard?
It isn't.
I mean, okay, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But the song he chose was very well complimented from the way he tapped, and that's what I really liked. That was my major thing.
Justin?
Lucas definitely took the comments that he was given the first round during his preliminaries and stuff like that. Qualifier. Sorry, these words.
Yeah.
And he did pretty well. The one thing I did have an issue with was that he did not utilize the stage at all. He was pretty much
right
center the whole time, which is fine, but it for some reason during his first performance, his use of the stage really captured a lot of his performance. Now with Jaxon, so strong, so powerful,
absolutely
exudes emotion. The aerial that he did
in the beginning,
it was okay. So the thing about that aerial is that he was arching his back as he was doing it, so he's turning on two different planes.
It's crazy.
I think he even started already parallel
arched.
to the floor, already arched. Yeah.
Yep.
That's tough.
Oh man, he was fantastic, and he just shows so much emotion when he dances.
Yeah,
and you can tell that he does this because he loves it.
Yep. Okay, I guess I'll go. Jumping off of that, and with his emotion, he definitely exudes emotion. And I'm not gonna knock it. It was perfect. You could see everything that he was feeling in his piece. What I'm scared of is that those are the only things he knows how to emote.
Yeah.
He's a great storyteller. I think Derek said that. I'm a little worried that he doesn't know how to tell any other story that doesn't involve, sadness.
Right.
In general, yeah. Or, yeah. I mean, because he's a really sweet kid.
Yeah.
So I hope he can get past it. We'll see. I mean, he's a great dancer, obviously.
Yeah.
Another thing about that aerial, in anything that he did, really, it's just so effortless. It just comes out of nowhere, and he just kind of shrugs it off and just keeps going.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole set, he didn't look tired at all.
Absolutely.
I guess I'm gonna duel there.
Yeah.
I guess I just performed.
Yeah. But he's he's definitely really humble about it too.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
a good thing.
Of course.
I hope.
Yeah.
Oh,
And his musicality is on point.
Yes.
With Lucas, man, I love the rhythms that he was giving us with the tap.
Yeah.
A lot of counter rhythms too, and a lot of rhythms that weren't there that he just placed on top that complemented the music actually. That was my favorite part about what he did.
Yeah.
I think it's what Derek said. It's satisfying to hear the complicated rhythms on top of the music. So he really elevated his previous performance in that aspect. I'm glad there was a breakdown section for us to hear the music or to hear the tapping.
For sure.
So that was really good.
very good.
Good.
And his musicality was good too. It was great too. It sounded like it got cut, edited. Cut.
Oh yeah.
Shorter than it was because like I don't know, it just seemed it seemed shorter than the Jacksons, and two, within the course of the song it kind of jumped to the same line but later on.
Right.
So that's not cool, but whatever. Poor Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great effort.
Yeah,
Great effort.
I gave Jaxon a 92
Ooh,
and Lucas an 89, so I had him close.
yeah. I didn't. I gave Jaxon 94 and Lucas an 88.
For me, I gave Jaxon an 86 and
Wow.
Lucas an 83.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
scored both of them a little lower.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got you. Cool.
Yeah.
In reality, Jaxon got a 96, a whopping 96.
Very high.
And Lucas got an 88.
Yep.
So I was almost there.
Almost.
Yeah. It's pretty solid.
Let's move on.
On to the next one.
Poreotics versus Marissa versus the Heartbreakers.
It's another three battle.
This is a three-way?
Poreotics versus Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Wow, dude.
Oh,
Pretty much.
man.
Right?
Yeah.
There you have it.
Pretty
There's only
much.
one person in the center the whole time.
Yeah. No
Just saying.
change.
And I guess I'll just jump into it. It seems like she's the one who, is the idol of the face of this group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the sense that this is the group, what she does.
Yeah.
Everyone else kind of just complements what she's doing. It's kind of like Untouchables with D'Angelo. How it was always about the one kid.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
This is always about the one girl, and she can do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can. She's very, very flexible.
For one thing, with the sprinkler spider.
The sprinkler spider legs.
I've seen like kids and like even adult dancers do that before. It's still jarring to see it. It's just weird. It's like,
it doesn't make sense.
it doesn't.
It shouldn't happen.
But it does.
Yeah, and it's great. It's just that the rest of them can't keep up with her.
Yeah,
They're just
absolutely
there to kind of fill in the space around her.
It's so funny if someone else was Marissa. 'Cause the whole time you're thinking, that's Marissa, the blonde. But
So
nope, not at all.
I said this before when I watched, or I guess I wasn't in the episode, but I said it in the recap later on that I was worried that this was going to happen. It was just the same. They did better this time, Marissa and the Heartbreakers, but it was still pretty much on the same level as the previous one.
I mean, she's
less
the same-
walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, one thing I did like was that they did do better transitions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poreotics, their great entrance, imitating the Heartbreakers.
I know
walking
it
in.
was a nice touch.
And then into their opening pose of the Little Mermaid.
Strike pose.
But I totally agree with Derek and I think Neo. I think Derek mostly.
Yeah.
Saying that it was just a slow beginning before they got to the good stuff. It was just the beginning was just slow for me.
Yeah.
And then when they got into their own element when they got into less acting and more dancing, then it really just took off. And then JLo said locking and popping.
How'd you guys enjoy their locking?
Their locking was non-existent. That's just me.
Yeah.
Justin?
Pretty much everything you said. Poreotics, when they got there, it was nice and crisp. It was clean. Like, it was definitely visually appealing, as they always are. It did take a while to get started. In that, I understand that just because they always take time to like show their personality and like really like kind of the comedy behind their performance is a lot of who they are.
Yeah.
So like I totally understand that because that's how we do when when we put on performances. We love to make people laugh. But man, no, I thought their performance when they got there was very, very clean, very, very strong. Marissa and the Heartbreakers, man, just, her show of flexibility is just nice to see. I mean, it's she definitely did the same move, but she elevated it.
Yeah.
But it was the same move. One thing that she did do with it though is that she added her musicality to it, which I liked a lot. The fact that you can move so freely,
Sure.
in a position like that. I thought it was. I mean, it was a solid performance. It just wasn't that different from the first time that they performed,
Yeah.
and I think that's honestly what hurt them.
Not different enough.
Not different enough,
Yeah.
exactly. They definitely did take the notes that they could,
Yeah.
and like try to elevate their performance. So.
Eser?
Yeah, everything you guys said.
Cool, move it. Just kidding.
All right, and then next group. But no, I don't. I'll start with Marissa and the Heartbreakers. I've seen some weird things on stage when when we go to competitions or like shows, like contortionism mostly, but this really puts it a little higher. Like every time she just is on the floor doing her scorpion spider thing, and I don't know, I've never seen that. I don't think I can ever get used to seeing something like that on stage.
It's a walking Marvel
I
movie.
could get used to it.
But again, it also is a disadvantage because this is the second time she's done a trick this similar from the first time they did it. So, yeah, I agreed with you guys with what you guys said. It was just a slight improvement, but hopefully it'll be better in the future and they take the notes from the judges. So, in any time they perform, it'll be something more amazing. Poreotics never lets me down. Really appreciate the levels that they used when they're doing their performance. I don't think we've ever didn't mention that yet, but they were just good. They're just really good with that. Humor and personality is always a good thing whenever you're performing. But again, agreed with you guys about the slow start. I think they don't need to do that anymore to establish themselves on stage. Everybody knows who they are and what they're capable of. So yeah, blocking, excellent all around.
Yeah. Pretty good. I gave Poreotics an 88 over Marissa Heartbreakers because I gave them an 85.
Okay.
So pretty close, but still Poreotics edged it for me. How about you guys?
I gave Poreotics an 88 as well.
Okay.
And Marissa and the Heartbreakers 86.
Okay.
I must have liked Poreotics a lot more. I gave them a 92.
Wow.
And Marissa
Explains it all.
Yeah. Marissa and the Heartbreakers, I gave them an 84.
Wow, you
Okay.
really did.
Yeah.
Well, Esther, you were close to Marissa.
Yeah.
They got an 83.7.
Yeah.
But we were closer with Poreotics, which they got an 87.7. So
Yeah.
we were all generally in the same area.
Yep.
Let's move on to Jonas and Ruby versus Freshh. Yeah, there you go.
Extend the H.
Esther, why don't you jump into this?
Okay. I'll go with Freshh first. Those kids were
Freshh?
sure.
Get it.
And next group. No, I like seeing who they are now. They established more of like they broke out a little more and they're like, okay, we're fun kids and we know how to get down on stage. A lot of great energy from that set, and it was good seeing more facials and less like sternness and like anger, or I don't know. That's what I felt the first time I saw them.
It was good to see that they enjoy dance.
They were less intimidating. Definitely less intimidating. Always appreciate the 90s kind of feel that they put into their performance. Yeah, a lot better than the first time. Jonas and Ruby, man, those kicks that she was doing in between his legs, I was scared for my life, actually.
For your life?
Scared for him, too. Like, dang. The drama in the whole performance, like, if I didn't know, like, they look like they were adults dancing.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yep.
Like, amazing stature and poise when they were performing. And then just one little thing that kind of irks me is like do the judges really need to go out there every time, like at certain times?
Well, it's mostly just Derek because he gets so into it,
Yeah.
and he's the only one that's actually like a professional dancer. So
Right.
He needs to. I allow him. I'll allow anything that he does. Really, when it comes, I don't know, when Leo goes out there and just acts full. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Nah. I'll give Derek a pass.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I definitely have to mention this. The crazy costume change in the middle of that performance blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them.
Yeah.
There were 2 costume changes.
Yeah. Skirt and then dress.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What's your name, Justin? just kidding.
Go on, sir.
Just changing it up a little.
Hey, man. Next time. Oh, man. Jonas and Ruby, dude. Like, definitely. The costume change was like, wow. Like,
Yeah.
I understood the skirt. Like,
Yeah.
because, I mean, like, a lot with Argentine tango and everything, you want to be able to see the articulation of the legs.
Yeah.
Like, those, those very complicated movements. So I expected the skirt to come off. But when the dress changed,
oh my gosh.
man, and he like winked at the audience like for a little too. I was like, man, that was pretty. That was very, very smooth.
A real game changer.
Another thing, like with Argentine tango, like it's very. You have to have like a very solid frame.
Yeah.
Like you're very poised in the top, and they just had it the whole time. And I think that it was just so good, so good. With Freshh, I love their energy. I thought the choreography was great. I was actually surprised. This is the second time that they've surprised me because when they first came out, I was like, they don't get a package. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But the first time they performed, I was like, wow, that's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time when they performed, I was like, oh, snap. Like they're really good.
Yeah.
And I think that this is for me, one of the closer ones just because I really liked both groups. Both groups had like such great performances and it was hard, but I definitely had to I had to be a stickler about some things. So, but damn, Freshh was good.
Yeah.
Freshh was good. Jonas and Ruby were good.
Mm-hmm.
This one was I think one of my tougher ones.
Interesting. I didn't have it as close as you did, I guess. So let me just go through it. Jonas and Ruby, everything you guys mentioned, obviously. But I want to, and you mentioned this before, or I think you mentioned it, about their kicks. But, with Argentine tango and the footwork, you can easily mess that up and throw off the rest of the dance. So major props to them that they were able to be as mature as they are and experienced as they are at their age. Because they're like 14, 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah.
All 3 of them.
I was literally thinking that I was getting ignored.
One thing about the costume changes that you mentioned is that as they did change, they also changed up the feeling of that section that they performed.
Yeah. Okay.
In the beginning, it was a lot slower and just placements, right?
Yeah.
She took off her skirt, then it got into the nitty-gritty of the legs, of the footwork. And then they changed back into like a more gown dress thing, and it just got back to the placements.
Right.
So I thought that was a cool, great aspect of the visual to go on top of the moving with Freshh. First off, I couldn't really see them in the beginning because they're wearing all that camouflage. So points off for that, obviously. If you want to, it's a dance, so I need to be able to see you.
Where are they? What year is it?
One thing I kind of like, but I also that also takes away from me is how they do their transitions. Because I hope you like transitions, because they put transitions on transitions on transitions. They're just constantly
It was
moving.
It was.
Rarely did they ever have a time that they just stuck to one piece of blocking, one formation. I mean,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it didn't really. My eyes were going all over the place. I didn't know how to focus on one thing until they got into that line and just started grooving.
Yeah.
Or I guess into any part of their grooving, because jumping into my next note, I think you mentioned this during their qualifier that they kept repeating the same rhythms. Fast, 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 slow down to a groove move.
Yeah.
I see.
Fast. Oh, no, I think you mentioned it for somebody else.
Yeah, someone else.
But for them, for this performance, I saw the exact same thing.
Really?
Fast movement, slow groove.
Okay.
Fast movement, fast movement, fast movement. You know what I mean? And I kind of have to agree with I partly agree with Derek how he kind of thought the music and their dancing didn't match at certain times.
Yeah,
it was during those slow groove parts. Some parts it did match, some parts it didn't as well. But yeah,
Okay.
if they just until they got to that breakdown at the end,
Yeah.
then that was a completely separate thing on its own. So I did like that breakdown. It was just straight up fun. So I gave an 89, which you might think is high, but then like I gave Jonas and Ruby a 95 because like everything about them was almost perfect for me. Technique was perfect for me. The only thing I took, but anyway, Justin.
I gave Jonas and Ruby a 96.
Okay.
And Freshh a 93. There's something about, maybe it's just because I love like the 90s era. Like just seeing that and seeing kids do that because they have the energy to do it.
Yeah.
It's just, it was, that's the reason why I scored them pretty high, I guess. Aesthetic.
I agree. With Jonas and Ruby, I too gave them a 95. And for Freshh, I gave them a 93.
Thanks.
It was pretty close for me too.
It was close for the judges as well.
Yep.
They scored them lower than they scored Jonas and Ruby lower than we did with a 91.3. But I was about right for Freshh with them. They got an 88. So we will see Jonas and Ruby. But, Freshh is dope as always. I'm sure they'll be back.
I hope so.
Their facials say it. Let's move on. Pursuit versus the Rugids.
Pursuit versus.
And I'll jump into it first. One thing that we were confused about, or at least I was, is that I don't remember them at all. And you had to look up that they were actually first in season or episode 3.
Yep.
But they were just way outshined by everyone else in the episode.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Michael Demeski.
The Rascals.
Electrobots.
That's true.
There were just more people that stood out better.
Yeah. And they were first in that episode too. So.
Yeah, so easily washed out.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But for their set for this performance, I thought they did good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I really liked about them, and I think Derek touched on it, was their musicality with their b-boy moves.
True.
They were able to bring out musicality, or have musicality in general while doing b-boy moves, like right on the beat, exuding a certain kind of emotion that represents the actual thing they're dancing to. But unfortunately, some of it was pretty sloppy, and some moves didn't stick and land. They were kind of what do you call it? They were falls. What do you call those? Crashes.
Crashing.
Yeah. Some of them crashed a couple times.
Yeah.
I think they tried cutting away from it in the video or in the editing. So
there was one where it was a close up.
Yeah.
On the solo, and he did like a coin drop.
Yeah.
And like landed on his shoulder,
on his side. Right?
Yeah, and I was like, you guys couldn't cut away from that.
I know.
It's like crash.
It's like dang.
With Pursuit, I asked this in the previous episode. I was like, I don't know if I would just call them contemporary.
Yeah,
like,
same.
Just straight up. Like, it's definitely at least partly urban influenced.
Yeah. Maybe that's their contemporary.
Yeah, maybe there's something, and they just have to be called one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I disagree with J-Lo. She said that they need to be themselves and not, whatever they did. But this set was pretty much it felt just the same as their first set, their qualifier. So I feel like this is their thing. This is them being themselves. So I don't need her to talk like that. And that's about it. I thought they did good, but I don't think neither of them really impressed me a lot.
Yeah, same. I mean, the one thing that I definitely agree with you on is that put the Ruggeds over Pursuit in my eyes was their musicality.
Yeah.
The way that they used their music was actually very smart. It definitely was not clean. Yeah. That's something that they definitely need to work on. But I mean, in this competition, like there's so many different factors that you can choose from, and that will be pleasing to people. So I mean, in this case, I did think the Ruggeds did outperform Pursuit. Pursuit was, they're solid in what they do, but I kind of felt like they were going for a motif, and then they had trouble kind of sticking to it. Like a lot of their movement, like there are a few things that they were repeating, like the way their hands were placed, things like that. I don't know if that's like a certain style, like maybe like almost like not
Pre-Mantis.
Yeah. Sure, we'll go with that. But I mean, and it's good that they they would keep revisiting that, but it just didn't really stick the entire performance for me. So
yeah. I'll start off with the Ruggeds on my end. But to cover both, I mean, for the both of them agreed. Russ, I didn't find them any surprising or extravagant in their performance. Like it was just okay. It was a good performance on both their ends. For Ruggeds, my thing is that they need to find the balance between doing their tricks and dancing. So they did more dancing this time, but it still was unclean. And it was kind of unreadable for me personally. And a lot going on. I think they were just trying to hit everything in the music with their tricks too. So it was just kind of like they were teeter-tottering on the fence of like looking like a hot mess, but also still maintaining posture. So that was my thing. So they have to somehow find that balance, maintain that consistency. But they're still a fun group for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Pursuit, I don't know. They were just they didn't do anything too different from the last time I saw them. So
yeah.
Yep,
that's about right. I gave Pursuit an 86 and the Ruggeds an 86.
Wow.
No, sorry. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's right. 86.
You have them that close? I mean,
tied?
Sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave Pursuit 82 and the Ruggeds 86.
Okay.
I gave Pursuit and Ruggeds an 84.
Wow.
Okay, so tied also.
Also tied.
In reality, Pursuit got an 82.3 and Ruggeds got an 84.7.
Yeah.
So they squeezed through. These two were just both not impressive.
No.
Yeah. And that's surprising for a b-boy crew. Like,
yeah, I know.
There's usually tons of personality, tons of like.
They had a lot of personality.
They
did. It was just really messy.
Yeah, it was.
Let's move on to the next duel. And I asked this before because I wasn't sure if a duel still you could still call it a duel when there's three people, three contestants. So Justin's alma mater.
Yeah,
that's right.
True.
That's right.
Alma mater team, I guess. Dem Raider Boys versus the Cubcakes versus Flip. Justin, why don't you go first?
Okay, so Dem Raider Boys. Great costuming, great stepping, sharp as always. I'm super biased when it comes, when it comes to this. Just because, like, I know it is difficult to be in this kind of competition doing what they're doing, and I think that they're representing step very well. There's a juxtaposition between the different types of stepping they were doing. Strolling is a very if you ever go to like a collegiate step performance, you'll see the different sororities and fraternities. They'll stroll in between performances as a kind of just not to be showy, but like just to kind of represent their fraternity sorority. So that's where strolling comes from. It's very smooth. It's very fun to do, and then they cut the music out and they just go straight step. And I love that they did that, so that it was like kind of the opposite of what they did last week.
Right, exactly.
So I thought, for me, I thought that their performance was solid. Like they're always so sharp. Like I can't even fathom being that sharp because I wasn't even that sharp when I was on it. So like, great job. Cubcakes, man, it sucks when one of your teammates gets injured right before performance. It messes with your entire like dynamic. Like what do you do? Like
morale.
where do you make these changes? Like, man, and we're no stranger to people getting injured right before going on stage. Like you just got to keep doing it. Show must go on.
Yeah.
they have such great energy. Like, I mean, a little too much for my taste.
Yeah.
The facials are definitely like over the top. But then again, you know, Dem Raider Boyz also has really crazy
Yeah.
facials too.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of their thing. I mean, these kids are gonna be like the future leaders of the dance community, and I just hope that they're ready to, you know, take on that, you know, that responsibility. I hope that they're, you know, they're ready to keep training, you know, because they're so young. A lot of times when we get older, we stop dancing.
I don't know what you mean.
No, but they are definitely very, very fierce. I hope that they immerse themselves in different styles of dancing, because that's really going to round them out as performers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their performance was like I said, it was very, very energetic. Very, like, they had pretty great formations. It's just like they're so young, they're so raw and everything. And then Flip, I think you're the one that said this while we were watching. I would rather watch them whack than lock.
Yeah.
Their locking is missing that funkiness to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very here and here and here. Like, and when I watch locking, I love seeing like moments. They're kind of just they're just kind of like spitting out their choreography and everything. But when they do their whacking, you know, like even with that, I think that they cut their movements in half. They could definitely have more conviction with those movements. They're clean. They have great moments, but I mean, I think in terms of performance, they were probably the. It's hard for me to say this one, just because like
come on.
I know I honestly, weirdly enough, I actually did put Dem Raider Boyz over the other two, hoping.
No, I did too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Flip had a pretty decent performance. I just need them to be better about their articulations. Like, their wrist rolls were messy, and then their whacking was messy. But because they were messy together, it looked okay.
Right. Yeah.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Eser?
All right. I'll start with the Dem Raider Boyz. I mean, of course, I can't criticize anything about them. I think Justin covered a very good amount of it. But I think on my end, I just think that they did really well, and they were able to, I hate saying this, but expose that there's a different side of stepping that they can do, rather than like, oh, we know about it in frats and like in college campuses doing it. But no, there's like definitely an artistry about it, and it's very present. So what they did here tonight when we were watching it, hats off to them.
Yeah.
Not wearing a hat to the ones listening, but yeah, great intensity, amazing lines, and always good with the facial expressions.
I love the jackets, man.
Yeah, the jackets, their outfits are pretty awesome. But yeah, excellent job, and I really hope they come back next year. Actually, Cubcakes. Sorry to hear about the injury of one of their dancers, but you know, it happens.
Thank you.
But great energy, and they're still very young. They have a long way to go on their own personal dance journeys. So gave it their all. Yeah, I don't know. For me, their routine kind of felt like cheer with a mix of urban movement. I don't know. Maybe just
palms.
Maybe
Fair.
that's just
Yeah.
me. But no, great job on their end too. But I think they did well to adjust to the missing dancer in their performance.
Yeah.
So good job.
You can only just barely tell
Yeah.
where she was supposed to go.
Right.
And it's only because we were looking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't said before they went on, I think we wouldn't have really noticed, but we would still have noticed. Flip. I don't know. For some reason, orchestra themes do well. Like in my previous experiences, like they do well for any kind of occasion.
Yeah.
But again, like their training was very present, the locking, whacking, and a little bit of b-girling. Can I say that? Did it look like they had b-girling?
I didn't see any.
Okay.
But maybe I wasn't. Maybe my eyes were just glazing over because of the whole thing.
That's true.
But
But yeah,
You were too focused on the wrist rolls.
Just too focused on not watching it.
At least you're honest.
but yeah. So far, Justin, I did agree with the wrist rolling, and like I think they should have done more whacking over the locking.
Well, everyone keeps saying that
I
they're
know.
a whacking group, and then
But
all they show is locking.
Yeah, they weren't doing it. But anyways, but still excellent musicality, and I thought that was pretty much it for me on my end on this group.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll start with Flip. Yeah, everything we said. Thing about their locking is that I kind of attribute it to like the East Asian lockers,
Yeah.
but the worst parts about it,
Oh yeah.
like, not that it's bad, but the style of East Asian lockers is like you said, kind of spitting out the movements. But at least they still maintain their funkiness at the same time. With Flip, they kind of take that first aspect without any of the soul behind it,
Yeah.
the feeling behind it. So that's already gross. And then their
Oh
and
my
their wrist
goodness.
rolls are like
Yeah.
up here, and it shouldn't be. It's
Those wrist rolls.
it's gross also. And they're whacking. Like when it comes to the general whack, like that's all over the place, and they are cutting it short, like you
Yeah.
mentioned,
Mhm.
Justin. But when it comes to like the kind of like the more disco-y placements of
Yeah.
wax,
Yeah.
those are fine. I thought
Yeah.
if they just stuck to that, it would have been better
Yeah.
in my eyes. But that's because we're looking for these things and we're more attuned to the street styles.
Yeah.
So we'll see it more. I can see how people would choose Flip over the other two.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I didn't. Just because technique, I took off a lot of points for that.
Yeah.
They just need more training with locking and whacking.
For sure.
Cupcakes, they are super mature for their age in terms of movement. They can move pretty much as good as anyone twice their age. When it comes
So
to that
10?
style. They're not 5.
They look 5.
I think they're like 10, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe younger, maybe
Probably.
8, 9, 10. All
I think-
three. There's more than that.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
It's like 20 of them.
Yeah. I think the youngest one is 8 years old.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyone twice their age, they can dance just as good, if not
Yeah.
better. So they're really good. One thing I worry about when it comes to, I think they're like studio trained dancers.
Oh, sure.
I worry about is that they are growing up too fast into
Uh-huh.
that, kind of like the dance moms things, kind of forced into that limelight kind of.
That's
thing.
true.
Tends to happen in the studios.
Yeah. So that's one thing I kind of fear, because they're getting super emotionally attached and invested into this art that I don't know if they fully understand or appreciate yet.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I could be 100% wrong
Yeah.
with them and everything about it. They could just be there because their friends are there, whatever. Or they could, really understand every aspect, but that's just me. One thing I worry, but their set I thought was just as good as their first, which was about a B performance.
Yeah.
Mm.
Pretty much what you said, Eser, kind of looked like a cheer thing.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like Bring It On. Prepare for world
Okay.
domination. Dem Raider Boys. Their transitions were super clean. Their lines were super clean. Their placements
Yeah.
super clean. They were just clean throughout the whole thing. So really good. I thought their set was short, actually. So I'm not sure if they got cut again in terms of edits.
Okay.
Maybe there were 3, but who knows? That's about it. They were good. I thought they did way better than their first performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it sucks that they were stuck in a 3-way.
Yeah.
I think if they were 1-on-1 against someone,
Yeah.
they might have had a better chance.
Yeah.
So I gave them Raider Boys and Cupcakes both an 88, and I gave Flip an 82.
Oh wow, you really took a lot of
Mm.
points off.
Yep.
It's totally fair. I gave Generator Boys an 89, Cupcakes an 85, and Flip an 86.
Okay.
I gave them Raider Boys a 90. Cupcakes an 87. You're welcome. And Flip an 86.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Really close for you, huh?
Yeah.
In
Pretty
reality,
close.
DRB got an 87. Cupcakes got an 88, so that was close there.
Mm-hmm.
And Flip got a 90.3. I could see how they got better scores, but
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
Only the real dancers know.
It hurts. It hurts.
moving on to the last last duel.
Last duel.
Connection versus Funkywunks. Eser, take the lead.
Man, this was pretty close for me. I mean, of course, they were both good groups to watch. They both had very different strengths. Connection, clean and clear pictures, and they chose their moments well when they were performing. It was very appropriate at the times that they were selected throughout. And agreeing with Derek, they had great concepts being shown. And I just thought it was really funny that they were jumping a lot over each other throughout that set. It looked like hopscotch? No, not hopscotch. Leapfrog.
Yeah.
Leapfrog. That's
You're halfway there.
Anyway, Funkywunks, man, again with the retro motif. That was also a good string to pluck on me. So, yeah, great energy. Love the cleanliness during that breakdown part of their set, and I don't know. I felt really weird at their locking part. If you get
So I caught it. I caught it.
I don't know how I felt about it. I felt more leaning towards like they need to work on it, but at the same time, it was passable. Not okay, but it was passable.
Yeah, exactly.
They used it as a filler.
Yeah,
Everyone's
definitely
always
a filler. Great lines most of the time, and played with the music really well. And it was really cool to see that overhead shot of their star formation. So
Their lotus.
yeah,
Their hidden lotus.
yeah.
Their white lotus.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, they're different. They're great and different at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Justin?
Yeah. Again, yeah. I'll start with Funkywunks. When they came out with the like Mario jumps,
Oh man,
that was really cool. I thought that was a good play on the music. The carousel was like really cool too. Just like not I didn't expect that at all. Even though they were showing like clips of it before. I hate that they show so much
I
of
know.
it.
It's like we're already watching. You don't have to
Yeah.
get us into.
Yeah, but like again, like it's the same notes. Like in the end, there were a few mess ups. Like when he was crawling up on the back. So that's a very difficult move to do, and you try to hit a freeze like right on that moment. He kind of over rotated, and it definitely showed.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's what really kind of set the two performances apart, because Connection was just connected. They were just sorry. So clean, and like you said, very well put together. Hate that J-Lo said that she didn't like the song, because I thought that
It was perfect.
I thought the song was great. I thought they
so
danced
too.
really great to it. Derek said that he thought that the dancing elevated the song, which was exactly true. Like, you can't, as a dancer, you should be able to dance to whatever you're given, whatever you want, you know, like, and she's been the biggest stickler about music choice. And every time she says it, I don't see it, because I think that the dancers are doing a really great job with it. I thought Connection was very, very, very good. They were very together.
Yeah, totally agree. The music choice is great, and like that's what musicality is: being able to take the music, represent it visually.
Yep.
So that the audience can, reach a higher plane. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they did it great. They were super clean, like you mentioned. Their facials were great.
Yeah.
Not overdone.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
And that's what set them apart from Funkywunks, because Funkywunks, they messed up quite a bit.
Yeah.
You mentioned this before, or in your spiel, that they had great lines, mostly.
Yeah.
Because some of the lines weren't all that clean.
Mm-hmm.
They were just all over the place. They both. So what they both did well is that they both had great musicality for their songs. Like they brought out the best of their songs, and they were both creative, like doing different cool, funny things. You know what I mean? But then what sets them apart is that one was super clean, one wasn't.
Yeah.
So that's apparently enough.
Yeah, I definitely think both performers did better in this round than they did in their qualifiers.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed.
I totally agree. I gave Funkywunks an 89,
Okay.
but I gave Connection an 93.
Ooh. I gave Funkywunks a 90 and Connection a 95.
Wow.
Yeah. I really liked them a lot.
Yeah.
Chihuahua.
It was Chihuahua, Mexico. it was a close scoring, but I gave Connection a 92 and Funkywunks a 93.
Whoa.
Oh,
yeah.
You
Funkywunks
like
are-
Funkywunks?
I know. It surprised me.
Interesting, Eser.
I know.
I don't agree with you. The world doesn't agree with you.
Oh no.
Dun, 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 dun. So I don't think it was as close as what the show made it
No.
seem. So that's why we both think they kind of rigged it somehow.
It seemed like it.
Flip flop the performances maybe,
Yeah.
and then even just made up the scores in general.
You can usually tell because the team that usually goes first is on the left and then on the right, and they had them switched.
Yeah, the way I know is that when you see the other group, whoever isn't going first, go to the little dugout. they're like carrying
bunker.
a mic,
Yeah.
and usually that's when after they do their whole talking thing and then they go
Yeah.
down. So I was like, wait, why do they have mics already? Maybe because they went first. And
Yeah.
then,
See? Allah.
What a
Jeez.
trend. We're catching on TV.
All right, so in reality, Connection got an 85.3 and Funkywunks got an 85. So Connection
was-
goes through, and I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
That's it. One
That's
more
it.
round of duels,
One
and then we're
more.
going to the cut.
Ooh.
Cut.
Get to
You
the
hear
cut.
that? We're going to the cut.
I wonder how that works. I didn't watch last year, so I don't know how this
We
of-
all
none
didn't,
of us
so
did.
we're going to find out all for the very first time.
But I want to thank you guys for stopping by again.
For sure.
You'll be back next time, I assume.
Yeah, I'll be here. You
Okay, great. Justin, where can people find you?
can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Wonderfell88. Eser?
Y'all can find me on Instagram at ValCirca and on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay, and then
Single guy. Single.
And
He's
as
ladies
always,
is single.
and as always, I'm Russ Santos, aka Lock and Robin. Thank you for stopping by. If you liked everything that you watched and heard, check out dancefam.tv for more stuff. Follow us on all the social media things out there at dancefamtv. #TheSession. We'll see you next time, guys. Peace.
Deuce.
Bye.